And welcome to another episode of KCC Revision. My name is Edwin Nyongesa. If you want to support our channel, please feel free to hit the subscription button, like, comment, and share to help our content reach more people. Now, my dear viewer, you are a bird. That's right, you got it right. You are a bird. Well, let's say you live in a kingdom of birds, where we have all sorts of birds. It's actually a bird society. So you have the weaver, maybe you are a parrot, maybe you are a bulbul, maybe you are a woodpecker, maybe you are even a finch or a fire-finch, maybe you are even an owl, you are a vulture, you are even a crested crane. It is a kingdom of birds, and you are one of the birds. And so in this particular kingdom, there is a hierarchy, leadership. And let me say, you do not belong to the leadership hierarchy. You are not the leader. You are other birds that are ruled. And so, who is the leader? The leader is actually, let's say, an owl. And the reason behind this kind of thinking is that owls have bigger eyes, and so they have a better vision, and so they are clever, and so they are ruling the other birds. So this kingdom is a complete kingdom with a king, King Tula Nyongoro. So it's a full kingdom together with even a member of parliament. So it is the owls that make rules for the rest of the birds, as we will see in the sense of moneybag owl, in the sense of socialite owl, in the sense of the red string, the black string. All of them are actually owls. So in this kingdom, we will have birds, and birds will take on different kind of responsibility and roles, in such that we will encounter birds taking on. We even have police officers, the police owl. We even have journalists, veteran P, a parrot, little P, another parrot. They work for the television. That's the bird's eye view television network. And so what is wrong with this kingdom? What is wrong with this kingdom is that there is going to be a division. There's going to be stratification, such that we have the ruling elites and the ruled, the subjects, such that these subjects, the basis is actually on the division that we have the day birds and the night birds. And the night birds are represented by the owls that make the rules, that pass these bills and laws. They sign into laws that are discriminative, laws that are discriminating against the other birds. So you, my dear viewer, as a bird in this kingdom, you are not satisfied, because owls are making laws that benefit themselves. They are using propaganda, propagating propaganda against the other birds so that they can rule, using some dumb birds like Arumtidi. Arumtidi is a ground hornbill. The birds basically are using Arumtidi to propagate propaganda to the rest of the birds in order to pass these punitive bills that are making the other birds to undergo suffering. Suffering in the sense that the other birds have to fly for long distances in order to get water to drink and food to eat, while the owls are actually killing themselves with delicacies. They are eating rats, they are eating baked maize, a bowl of grasshoppers, while the other birds are suffering. So what is happening is that there's going to be a kind of a rebellion from the other birds, led by a small fire-finch. A fire-finch Oyundi. Fire-finch Oyundi is going to lead a rebellion against the Parliament of Owls, because the Parliament of Owls is passing these kind of draconian bills that are discriminating against the other birds. For example, in the sense of the moonlight bill. Moonlight bill is passed very hastily at night. But even amongst these birds, we have the owls. We have those owls that are rebel. They are rebels. So they are rebelling against the rule of the owls. For example, the straight-eyed owl. For example, the Iron Lady owl, they are all, even the feathered big owl, they are all against the Parliament of Owls because they are passing these kind of draconian rules, bills. They are signing into law bills that do not benefit the other birds. These rules only benefit them. For example, the Moonlight Bill is prohibiting birds from moving from one tree to another. It is providing that birds should sleep by sunset, no twittering of birds. So such kind of stupid rules are being passed against the birds. And then there's also the kind of disregard to life, where the owls can take away your life after misusing. In fact, at the beginning of the play, we encounter um, a kind of a massacre. We have a weaver, Osogo the weaver, who is playing his flute, and we know that there has been a weaver massacre. The family of Osogo has been cleared because the owls are intimidated, and they are looking. In the process, they are actually looking for that is the fire-finch, Oyundi, and in the process, they end up killing around 32 weavers, which of course is a weaver massacre, 32 or 33 weavers, which is actually a massacre. And so there's disregard for life. There's clear disregard for life, where birds are actually killed. And even Arumtidi is being used by Red String and moneybags for the purposes of propagating propaganda. And in the sense that he is telling the other birds to support the owls. But these rules which are being passed are actually for the benefit of the owls. And what happens is actually that Arumtidi, who knows too much, he knows too much about the Parliament of Owls, has outlived his usefulness. And so it is advised, it is actually they come up with a way of eliminating Arumtidi by taking him to the Waterstone Point, where he fights his reflection. Apparently, he fights his reflection because he's dumb and he dies there. So basically, a Parliament of Owls is a Parliament of scams, and they're scamming the other birds and they're discriminating the other birds. So Adipo Sidang is just trying to use the analogy of birds to describe human society, human society that is facing a lot of discrimination from the ruling class. And as I said, there is a rebellion that is brewing through that is the fire-finch, our fire-finch Oyundi, the small but very clever bird, the cunning bird, described as the cunning bird in this beautiful play. So she stages a rebellion where the Parliament of All is going to be toppled because she is very clever. And after visiting her friend, the hare, and she's given tips, she's the mother of all tricks, pretending to be working with the Parliament of Owls. But in the process, she tells Telltale, the woodpecker, who is her friend actually, after being arrested, being taken to the royal trees, arrested, Telltale manages to steal the royal bead or the golden bead, which is actually a symbolism for ruling. And eventually she manages to get into the Parliament of Owls. Parliament of Owls knows all the secrets about the owls, and through that she's able to bring bad blood between that is the king Tula Nyongoro and his right hand man, that is Moneybags All. And when they disagree, he uses that kind of secret, that kind of split. She uses that to her advantage, where she gets hold of the golden bead, and therefore it symbolizes that she is the one now in charge of the parliament. And of course, the Parliament of All is going to be toppled because these birds are making rules that do not favor the day birds. And so that is Oyundi. Through her cunning nature, through her intelligence, she's able to topple the government, the Parliament of Owls. She's taking over as the queen now, as the queen of the Parliament of Owls. And this brings us hope that maybe, just maybe, there's going to be fairness in this particular kingdom that has been ruled by owls who were passing laws that only favor them, laws that only favor the owls at the expense of all the other birds with discrimination. We have seen even this kind of parliament inviting the python to eat eggs belonging to birds, and all that kind of discrimination, the assassinations, the killing of Arumtiri, and what have you. So in a nutshell, Parliament of Owls is, Adipo Sidang is just using the symbolism, is using the analogy of birds to represent bad regimes and bad leaders in the world today, in the African setup, in whatever society, to say that you should not be contented with what leaders throw at you. It is a wake-up call that you need to stand up and fight for your rights. And it also promotes the aspect of women emancipation, because remember, all these things, the whole idea of toppling the government, the Parliament of Owls, is manufactured and brought about by a fire-finch, which is a female day bird, Oyundi. And so it's also a question that women can spearhead change in society through, of course, Oyundi, the fire-finch. And of course, that is Parliament of Owls. The synopsis, the quick summary, the overview of Parliament of Owls. There are, of course, other key issues maybe that I will be addressing in our subsequent episodes. So that is it for today. Remember, if you have enjoyed this content, feel free to subscribe. Hit the subscription button, like, comment, and share to help our content reach more people. Until next time, it is goodbye.